Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, god damn it, I had one goal. Hello, ladies and I had one goal. I had one goal. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a brand new series on YouTube. My name is Jake, and I'm playing as Iron Lucky Strike here, and we have a Dr. Jekyll event literally right off Tutorial Island. What do you want, dude? No, I haven't got any Guam Leaf. Get out of here, bro. Oh, free potion. Alright. Well, I'm not a bot. Anyways, thank you for choosing to watch my YouTube video. We're going to start a brand new Ironman journey here today. As you can see, I've just got it fresh off Tutorial Island, haven't done anything. Hadius Cosantius. Give me that evil eye with that monocle, look at that thing. Anyways, so I don't actually have a ton of time to play on Ironman, so this video is just going to kind of give an overview of what I'm going to do for this first episode, maybe the first couple of episodes. And, you know, we'll see where we go from there. Oh, but look at that sweet gear. Looks so goddamn sexy. So the first thing we're actually going to do is we're going to go ahead and start doing a bunch of quests. So the absolute first thing we're going to do as an Iron Man is we're going to start a bunch of quests. And the reason that you do quests at the beginning is because you get a bunch of XP from them, and the XP that you get is worth more at lower levels because the XP between levels is lower, and the higher level you are, the better methods you have to gain more XP and gain money. So if you can skip those early levels where your XP gains and your money gains are slower by doing quests, then you can get to the better stuff quicker. So the quest we're going to start off with is Rune Mysteries. We're also going to start Cook's Assistant and Restless Ghost while we're here in Lumbridge, and Shearer as well, and just get a bunch of quest points out of the way pretty easy. This is how you do RuneScape, right? You hit goblins. That's not a goblin, it's an imp. You hit imps, right? And then they teleport, and then you just cry because they teleported to a gate, and you're out of run energy because you're a noob and you have no agility. That's how you RuneScape, right? Am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? So the basic rundown here is we're going to do Cook's Assistant, Rune Mysteries, and Shearer while we're here in Lumbridge. Then we're also going to go ahead and start Restless Ghost, which will take us out of Lumbridge. We're also going to, while we're in this area, collect a bunch of materials that we need for other quests. Most notably, we're going to need 1 bucket of milk for Cook's Assistant, and then we're also going to need a bucket of milk for quest later. That we'll do probably in this episode, maybe in the next one. And that will be the Biohazard quest, I believe. Might be Plague City. It's been a while since I've actually done these. Also picked up 2 raw chickens. One of them we're going to burn and use in the Witch's Potion quest, and the other one we're actually going to keep raw, and that's going to be used in Druidic Ritual. Oh, here we go. Any second now. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Oh, first level up. Feels good, man. Alright guys, here's our very first quest turned in. And of course we don't get to go to the party. But you know, maybe next time. So there we go, first quest point. And 4 cooking for the win. So for Witch's Potion quest, we actually need some burned meat, and I went ahead and accidentally cooked this, so what you can actually do is have any kind of cooked meat and go ahead and use it on the cooking range again, or a fire, and I'll just go ahead and burn it. And then we have a burned piece of meat for our Witch's Potion quest. Excellent. Alright, so with 2 quest points under our belt, it's time to leave Lumbridge officially and head over to Draenor. And on our way, we've started the Restless Ghost. We're going to head and talk to Father Ernie and grab ourselves some Ghost Speak amulets when he's done being all crotchety and shit. Also make sure that you grab some leather gloves. They will come in handy for our next mission. So we're here in Draenor, and we're going to head down to the Wizard's Tower to drop off this air talisman with the head wizard there. But we also make sure that we grab some tomatoes and cheese. And the reason for that, obviously, is that tomatoes and cheese are both delicious. Just kidding, guys. The reason that we want the cheese is because it's used in the Witch's House quest, which we're going to be doing later on today. And the reason we want the tomato is, well, it's tomato, it's delicious. Alright guys, and while I'm here, I decided to go ahead and get 5 thieving so we can get some cakes when we go to Ardoin eventually. So following our trip to Draenor, we're going to talk to Veronica here at Draenor Manor, north of the actual is it a city? I guess it's a town. It's pretty small. It's a town. Dr. Veronica, and go ahead and do Ernest the Chicken quest. Alright guys, just a quick reminder while you're here, you're going to need a spade for this quest. You're probably also going to want this bronze medium helm, as it will come in useful for the Black Knight's Fortress quest. Easy 4 quest points, 300 coins. We broke 500 coins, kiddos. Alright, we're heading towards Remington to start and finish the Witch's Potion quest, but on the way we're going to go ahead and start the what is this, Pirate's Treasure? Yeah, Pirate's Treasure with Redbeard Frank here. Look at that red beard. It's so red. And we're going to go ahead and do the Karamja portion of this quest while we're in the area. So, see you soon. Alright, before traveling to Karamja, I went ahead and did a few things here in Port's Rim. I traded Wyden, bought myself some raw beef and a chocolate bar, and I also talked to Betty, I think it is, up here in the magic store off to the north, and bought myself a blue wizard hat and a black wizard hat. She only stocks one at a time. And a Eye of Newt for some of our quests. Alright. So this is kind of a minor update, but once you reach the stage of Pirate's Treasure where you can actually get back into Wyden's storeroom, there are a bunch of fruits here. Fruits and vegetables. This one has potatoes, this one has cabbages, this one has bananas, and I think the other ones have some other fruits and veggies. There's some raw chickens in here. And if you ever need just like 1 or 2 specific things, you can swing by this storeroom and grab some. I don't know why you would ever do that. It's pretty inefficient, but you know, you can. It's possible. So I realized on the way over here that burnt chicken doesn't actually work for this quest. So I'm just gonna bash this rat in with this pickaxe, because that's how you kill things. Is you hit them with a mining tool. And there's a range actually over in Remington, so I'll just go ahead and go cook that and burn it, and we'll be good to go. Damn, Hetty, don't be so pushy. All right. Chug, 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 chug. Oh, no visual? Damn. Alright, so we're here in Falador, making a quick pit stop to drop off some stuff. I got some clay and some copper for the Doric's quest that we're going to be doing later. And also some onions so that we can make dye for Goblin Diplomacy. So I'm actually going to go start Goblin Diplomacy now, and also start the fishing contest quest. And I'll be right back. Ah, sad face. I just talked to Austria over here, and apparently you can't even start this quest until you have 10 fishing. So what I'm going to go do is head back to Draenor. I'm going to do some net fishing and get up to 5, and then I'm going to do rod fishing until I get up to 10, and then I'll have a bunch of sardines. I need at least 1 sardine for Gertrude's cat quest anyway, so total level 50, baby! Big gains! So I was getting beat up by these dark wizards over here, and Dottie is being a pal, killing them for me. Like a champ. Dottie, you don't know it yet, you want to be famous. Alright, we've continued our adventure all the way to Varrock, and I've gone ahead and filled up our inventory with red berries, which you can pick just south of the corner here. And these are going to be used in several quests, mainly to make red berry pies, I believe it is. You need one for a knight's sword and a couple other of the dwarven ones, because the dwarves love red berry pies, man. And we got the research package for Aubrey for Rune Mysteries quest, and I also went ahead and got the Silverlight key that you can get from the Castle Guard up north in Varrock already. And I went ahead to the I forget which inn it is. There's 2 inns in Varrock. I went to the one that you can access easily on your main way into the city, and went to the top floor and opened the chest that's there as part of the Pirate Treasure quest, and got this message which says we need to go to Falador. So we're going to do that next as soon as we talk to Aubrey. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Gertrude's cat quest is complete. Gives us some nice little food, some cooking XP, and we get a kitten. So we're all the way up to 17 cooking. I actually got a little bit of cooking XP earlier. I'm sorry if you can hear my dogs barking in the background. They like to bark a lot. Got a little bit of cooking XP earlier because we needed 10 fishing for fishing contest quest, and I went ahead and just cooked the shrimp and sardines that I got from that. And so we're now up to 17 cooking. And the good news about this is we have a nice little kitten here, and we can go ahead and raise that up. And once we do the Biohazard quest, I think it's Biohazard. It's in the Biohazard quest line. Now you have to do Plague City and then Biohazard, if I remember correctly. You can actually get into West Ardoin, and then you can sell your cat once it's actually grown from a kitten to a cat for 100 death runes. And then on top of that, if you do the easy diaries for Ardoin, which aren't that tough really, you can go ahead and sell it for twice that for 200 death runes, which for an Iron Man is huge. So we're going to be doing that as frequently as possible. Now obviously this requires us to do a couple of quests to get over there, and the kitten grows, I think it's every like couple hours. So as soon as we get our first round of quests done, we're going to head over to Ardoin and do those and get ready to go. Okay, Romeo and Juliet is done, as well as the Varrock mini quest. The Museum quiz, that's what it is. So now we're going to go ahead and talk to the ghost, and then go ahead and get Restless Ghost done, as well as drop off the notes for Rune Mysteries, and we will be up to 15 quest points already. Alright. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have just completed the Stronghold of Security for a sweet, sweet 10k and a pair of boots. Now, everyone tells me to take the colorful ones because you look like a pimp, but you know what? Fuck that. We're going to take the fighting ones. We're badasses. Alright, kiddos, our work here is done. It is time to travel over to Ardoin using the wilderness lever located in Edgeville. Oh boy, here we go. Yes, I'm brave. Ah! Okay, not dead. Totally wasn't freaking out. Oh man. Alright, so our priorities here are doing the Biohazard quest, which will require us to do Plague City and Sheep Herder, and also fishing contest while we're in the area. So let's get started. Nice doggy. Ow! Shit! Get off me! Okay guys, I was going to go ahead and start Plague City quest, but I realized that I need a pestle and mortar in order to finish it, because you need chocolate dust as one of the ingredients. And pretty much the closest place to get a pestle and mortar is either to travel to Entrana via charter boat, or to Karamja, again via charter boat, or we can go ahead and turn in our fishing contest fishing trophy, finish off that quest, and we'll go ahead and walk to Taverley and buy one there from the Druids. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and then do Plague City and Biohazard. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to turn in Plague City. Talking to Edmund here. And we get 2425 mining XP. That's going to jump us all the way to level 15, which is coincidentally the level we need to mine iron, so we can actually go mine some iron ore for Doric's quest now. While we're here, we're going to go ahead and start Biohazard. And technically what we can actually sell our cat now, since we have access to West Ardoin. But we should do the Ardoin Easy Diaries, part of which requires completion of Biohazard quest, so that we get double the amount of death runes once we actually sell the cat. Alright guys, so while I was in the area I decided to do the Hazeel cult quest because, you know, I was here. It's not really a hard quest, and you get 2,000 coins out of it, so why not? And part of the quest, I decided to join the Hazeel side because why not? You know, evil is fun. Evil is fun! And I noticed that as part of this you have to pour some poison onto some food. And I was like, where the hell is the kitchen? Because it's not here. The kitchen is down this ladder. This poor guy, look at this guy. Klaus the chef has to cook his food down here in this hot-ass basement, and then climb a ladder with the food to deliver it. That is dedication. What a champ. Klaus the chef, MVP. Ooh, I'm having second thoughts about this. Look at this. Look at this creepy guy. Look at these tattoos. Look at that face. Look at that face. Yes. Our cat has just grown up. Our kitten has now grown into a cat, which means we can go sell it. So let's go do that. So after taking a brief look at the Ardoin Easy Diary tasks, which I need to complete in order to sell my cat for twice the death runes, decided I'm actually just going to go ahead and sell the cat now. And the reason for that is that you have to do a couple of things that I don't quite have the skills for right now. First of all, I need a rusted sword. And the only way for me to get that right now really is to go back to Lumbridge and thieve one, or receive one as a drop from a ham member. And I also need to enter the combat training camp, which requires completion of Biohazard. And Biohazard is not exactly a super long quest, but without teleports it'll take me a long time to walk around. So I think I can actually raise a second cat in the time that it will actually take me to just finish the rest of these requirements. So go ahead and sell the cat now for 100 death runes, take the loss on this one, and just go ahead and get 200 for the next cat. So here we go. Alright guys, just realized I'm a dunce. Because the Biohazard quest has been started, our mud patch tunnel into West Ardoin has been closed up, and I'm actually going to have to advance Biohazard to the point where I can get over the wall to actually go sell our cat. So I realized I didn't really go into depth for explaining why I'm actually raising and selling these cats, and the basic reason is because death runes are not exactly cheap. They're not exactly easy to come by on an Iron Man, at least not at the early levels like I'm at now. When you're, higher level, you can get them fairly reliably from barrows, especially if you've done things like the Mauritania Hard Diaries. But at this level, it's kind of hard to get them, and they sell for a pretty penny, so you can actually make quite a bit of money off of cats. In addition to that, you can save them up if you don't actually want to sell them, and just go ahead and use them for barrows later. So, they're pretty good to have. I think I probably will end up selling quite a bit of them, but I'm just going to keep like a separate tally, maybe over here, just to see how many cats I've raised and sold and how many death rooms we've gotten out of it, so we can see, because it's pretty efficient. Basically all you have to do is give a little bit of food to the cat every now and then, and just stroke it when it needs attention, and you're good to go. So, am I doing this right? Probably not. Alright, see you in a bit. Alright, first cat sold. Let's add one to the tally. Alright guys, so for our next task, we're actually going to head south of Ardoin to this little area here around the Tower of Life in the monastery. This is where a lot of imps like to hang out, and the reason for this is I'm at 7 magic right now and I need to be at 13 to cast Fire Strike. The reason I want Fire Strike is because it's useful for a lot of quests, such as Grand Tree, Fight Arena, Tree Gnome Strongholds, and Waterfall quest, all of which have bosses that can be safe spotted and killed fairly easily with magic. The reason I want Fire Strike as opposed to what I have right now, which is, Wind Strike or one of the other ones, is first of all I have a Staff of Fire, so obviously I have unlimited fire runes. But on top of that, Fire Strike is the highest level strike spell, so it has the highest max hit, which means we'll kill those bosses faster, and we'll spend less runes doing it. So I'm going to go ahead and kill some imps. The reason I'm killing imps as opposed to pretty much anything else is that the imps have a chance to drop magic beads, and we need magic beads for imp catcher. Yeah, that's what it's called. And if we get all 4 different colored magic beads, then we can turn that in for some extra magic XP and an extra quest point, and also I think an amulet of magic. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. We're gonna go ahead and mine some iron as well. Where's my map? There it is. Right about here, there's a mining spot to the east of Ardoin. There's some iron there. There's also some bears, which we need for Druidic ritual. I'm gonna go ahead and kill a bear there as well once we have Fire Strike available. And we'll use that bear meat for Druidic ritual. So I'm going to finish doing this, do those things I just said. We're going to head to Taverley and turn in Druidic ritual quest and hopefully do Witch's House, and then pick up a new cat and do the rest of these quests here. See you then. Hey, we got a bead, how about that? We've also just reached magic level 9, hit points 11, combat 8, and total level 150. The gains are real, boys. Hey, bead number 2, we might actually finish off these beads by the time magic level 13 rolls around. Guess we'll see, right? We need a red and black one to go. Alright guys, here is 13 magic. We can now cast Fire Strike. It didn't take too long, I'd say maybe 10-15 minutes tops. However, I wish that I had gone and got myself a cat before I came into this, because honestly, we could have had one more cat, that much closer to being raised. So I'm gonna go get myself a cat. Alright boys and girls, with another cat in tow and enough food for the both of us, we're going to go ahead and turn in 2 more quests. We're going to do Druidic Ritual with all this raw meat down here. We're also going to do Doric's quest on the way in. Finally in Falador, we're actually going to turn in Black Knight's Fortress. All that is actually required to do is go talk to the quest giver, I forget his name. And that'll net us quite a few quest points as well as a cash reward for Black Knight's Fortress, which is pretty sweet. I also have the dyes we need for Goblin Diplomacy, so we're going to go ahead and do that, and then we're going to do Witch's House, so we're going to do 5 quests in the space of like 5 minutes. It's going to be awesome. Alright, there's Doric's quest turned in for 18 mining levels. Well, not 18 mining levels, we got to mining 18, and we're actually really close to 19, so there we go. Black Knight's Fortress turned in, get that cash money. Alright guys, we just went ahead and knocked out Goblin Diplomacy, and we've actually got ourselves 37 quest points. We are doing really good work, and actually really quick too. I'm going faster than you and I thought this would be going. So just as a quick I guess progress report, I've gone ahead and listed all the things that we've done over here, and kind of separated what we're planning to do from what we've done, and the next thing on the list is going to be in this little middle section here. So for clarity, if it's in this little middle bit, then that's what we're going to be headed off to next. So let's go do Druidic Ritual. Alright, Druidic Ritual quest is done. Alright guys, Witch's House is done. 6,300 HP points puts us all the way up to 25 hit points, which is awesome. It's going to make some of these quests a lot easier, especially Waterfall quest, which usually it's possible to dodge a lot of the damage in there, but there is the point where you have to run past moss giants and fire giants, and they can both hit very hard if you're just starting out, have like 10, 11, 12 HP. It's really tough to get by them without just getting one shot. It's, you know, it doesn't always happen, but it can, and it's very frustrating when it does. So 25 health will let us run by a lot easier. So next goal, I'm going to probably go and do Fight Arena, I think. Probably. I'll do Fight Arena and then Tree Gnome Village, and somewhere in there I will do some fishing. We're at 18 fishing right now. I want to get up to like 20, 25 and just have some food so that we have some food for these quests and for a couple of the other ones coming up. So I'll go ahead and do that and get back to you in a second. So while I do some casual fishing here, let's talk about long-term series goals. By the end of this episode, or possibly episode 2, depending on how long this one is already stretched out, I haven't really checked film, I will have all of these quests done. And that'll put us somewhere in the range of 60 to 63 quest points, I think. I'm at 45 right now. I don't remember exactly how many all these do. I do remember that Grand Tree gives a couple, Fight Arena gives more than one, Tree Gnome Village, Waterfall both give more than one. So we're going to be somewhere in that range. Goal after that really is going to knock out the Easy Diaries and, you know, just the rest of whatever's on this list basically that hasn't already been knocked out. And by that point I will probably be back to school. I'm a college student, and that means that I don't have a ton of time to play this game, although I do very much enjoy playing it. I will have a lot of time to play it when I'm not studying, but studying does come first. However, I quite like using audio notes, which means that I don't necessarily need to be like reading something in order to study it. So what I can do while I do my audio notes is do something very repetitive, something like skilling. So what I want to do ideally while I have, you know, school going on and a lot of work to do and not a lot of time to play the game is to train something really boring. And the most boring skill I can think of is agility. It's very repetitive. The XP is not very fast. You do the same thing over and over and over again, and, you know, if you're lucky you get marks of grace, and if you're not, then you just go, you know, 20 laps with that one. And sometimes you fall and take damage and have to restart. It's a bitch. But it is very repetitive. It is fairly easy to do, right? You have to click a lot, but it's not like, you know, it's not like fighting a boss. You don't have to pay constant attention all the time. And it's something that I can do while listening to audio notes. However, it's kind of inefficient to just go ahead and, you know, run agility, because you can actually alch while you run and not lose any efficiency. So long-term goals for this, I have about 2 weeks from whenever this video is published. I'm probably going to publish it tomorrow. It'll be about 2 weeks between now and when school starts, which means that between now and then I need to get my magic up to 55 so that I have high level alchemy, and I need to get a source of alchables that I can alch while I do agility, and then get agility up, you know, just a couple levels so that I can start doing the rooftop courses. Shouldn't be too bad. So really the main question is, how will I get nature runes for the alching, and what will I be alching? So a couple options really. You can do some PVM to get some alchables. You know, you can fight trolls and things like that to get some rune items. The problem with that is that it's slow, and like I said, I don't have a lot of time in order to do this. So instead, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to train woodcutting and fletching and get up to probably like maple longbows, maybe like yew short bows depending, and probably just alch those. I'll probably do them unstrung, which is pretty inefficient and not exactly great for money, but it will give me some magic XP and it will give me some cash to blow. And as long as I'm not buying the nature runes, I will still turn a profit. So then that brings up the nature runes. Now what you can do is buy a bunch of fire strikes and then go to oh goodness, I don't even know where, if it has a name. There's like a nature valley thing that you can go to by using the fairy rings after Fairy Tale Part 2 is started. Where is it? Yeah, Fairy Tale Part 2 Once you start that, you can use fairy rings. You can teleport to this weird nature valley thing where there's a bunch of nature spirits, and they drop a bunch of items, including nature runes and a bunch of hatchets, and I think a couple other random things. So I can go there. It's not really hard to do. I can do that, you know, while I study as well, because you just kind of set up and start hitting them, and then you know, save a bunch of nature runes. If there are other options, I would love to hear them. You know, leave a comment down below if you have an idea. I think, you know, that's really what I'm going to be doing. So, once again, to recap the TLDR version, I'm going to woodcut a bunch of logs. I'm going to fletch them into unstrung bows, and then I'm going to get magic up to 55 so that I can alchemize those unstrung bows while I train agility, because I don't have a lot of time to do thought-intensive things while I'm at school. Alright, see you next clip. So besides the reasons that I stated earlier for training agility, mainly that is something that I can do without, you know, paying too much attention to it. The reason that I've chosen agility as the skill that I'm going to be training more or less AFK is that it's really useful for pretty much anything where you're not standing still, because it directly affects how much run energy you have. You're capped at 100, but it decides how long that 100 run energy lasts, and it also So the reason that we'll be training agility for my more or less AFK period is because it helps you with pretty much any requirement where you have to be moving. It will increase the length of time that your run energy will last, and it will decrease the amount of time that it takes for your run energy to replenish, which is quite good for anything that you need to run around a lot, say for like barrows or farming runs or anything like that. It will give you the run energy you need to keep running for that and not have to get energy potions all the time. And in addition to that, it gives you access to a lot of shortcuts, and also those shortcuts are necessary for achievement diaries. So off the top of my head, I think the highest requirement is 90 for Ardoin Rooftop. Pretty sure that's what it is. And I think that can be boosted plus 5. So I think what we're going to shoot for is 85 agility, but 85 agility is really tough. That is a lot of running around, and I'm not sure that I honestly have the time / patience / mind-numbing, you know, just not ability to care to actually go ahead and do 85 agility. So what we're instead going to shoot for is 70, because 70 allows you to use the shortcut in Taverley to pipe squeeze into where the blue dragons are, which is a great shortcut to have, and 70 agility will also help us a ton with any kind of run. And 70 to 85 agility, you know, you get a couple of shortcuts, but nothing super huge. So I think 70 is a good goal to shoot for. You know, if we go past 70, awesome. You know, if we don't, then we don't. So that's what we're going to be working towards. And next time you see me will be probably completion of Fight Arena / Trino Village. See you then. Random side note, was just fishing, got a random casket with the tooth half of a key. That's it's pretty lucky, right? That's pretty sweet. I can dig it. Hey guys, sorry about this. Was just checking tape and realized that although I had recorded a couple things that I did, I accidentally messed up the size ratio, and I only captured like this much of the screen, which obviously is not very helpful. So I've gone ahead and deleted those like extra bits. What you missed was I finished Fight Arena, Gnome Village, and Waterfall quest. So I actually just did Waterfall, as you can see here, and right as I finished Waterfall, our cat grew up, so I went ahead and sold our cat. And that's pretty much the gist of it. I also got 10 agility because I was teleported to the Gnome Stronghold. Is that what it is? I think so. Yeah, Gnome Stronghold. You can teleport to the spirit tree here after you finish Gnome Village, and I was right next to the agility training arena. So I went ahead and got myself 10 agility. And that's pretty much all we've done so far. I'm going to go ahead and do Biohazard. I don't know why Grand Tree's here, I messed this up. Biohazard's going to be next. I've got the distillator from West Ardoin as I sold our cat, and go ahead and finish Biohazard, pick up a new cat, do Demon Slayer, and then go on to Grand Tree. So see you soon. Alright guys, we just hit 20 agility, so it's time to go ahead and move on to Demon Slayer. Once we knock out Biohazard, since it's down here, it's not actually done. We're going to do Biohazard, Demon Slayer, and then we'll do the Ardoin Easy Diaries. Alright guys, Biohazard is done, 3 quest points, and Thieving level 21, which is awesome. We can apparently go to some extra tombs in Sophonim. We've never been there, but you know, maybe we'll go there sometime. You may notice that I don't have a cat. The reason for that is that I'm an idiot and I forgot to feed it, so it ran away. which is a good life lesson. Kids, feed your pets or they will leave you forever. Anyways, now that Biohazard is done, we can go ahead and do all of the easy achievements in our Ardoin. The reason that we did Biohazard first is one of the achievements is to enter the combat training camp. You have to do Biohazard in order to do that. So now that they're all done, we can go ahead and finish that off. And the next cat that we raise successfully will sell for 200 death runes instead of 100 death runes, which is awesome. And in addition to that, we will have a teleport to the monastery, which is awesome. It's unlimited teleport as long as you're wearing as long as you have the cloak in your inventory. You can be wearing it or just have it in your regular inventory, and you can use it. And this is fantastic because it will allow us quick access to the spirit tree, which is here, which will in turn allow us to get to the tree gnome village, or to the gnome stronghold, or even to Varrock. I'm not going to scroll over there, but Varrock's over there, which is great. And in addition, once we do Lost City and start working on the fairy quest line to the point where we can use fairy rings, we can also teleport to the monastery and then run right past the Tower of Life to this fairy ring in order to access the fairy ring network. So all in all, easy Ardoin diaries, probably the best easy diaries to do. You get a lot of utility out of them and they're very helpful. So I'm going to go ahead and knock those out and get our cloak.